Hello everyone. Now let me help you explain how these skills are working behind the screen. First is name. Name is something very generic which you invoke when you're calling the slash command. Description. This is something really important. This happens because AI invokes a specific type of skill based on the description. Now let me explain how the skills are working. First, we have the golden rule. This golden rule states that AI, if it's not 100% confident in any implementation, it will ask user questions that whether I should do this or that. So in this way, whatever code we are writing, in the first place, it becomes very much accurate. Now, there are multiple phases for this. The first phase is the Candy sync. What it would do, it would take the latest Candy design system, even if it's not there in the files which you have created later on, it will take the latest design system, update the file, and then start the process. The second phase, obviously, it takes all the data from Figma, which is size, padding, font weight, everything it takes, and it creates a beautiful map of it. Now here comes the most interesting part. We have taken all the data and now we have to map it. So we are not storing all the mappings in the first place. We are storing it in a separate rules file, which is candycolors.md, candyicons.md. All these things are stored in a separate file. Now you might have a question that what if this file is outdated? Yes, that's a very valid question. So there are two levels of restrictions for it. As I said, first, there is a candy sync which is happening at the first layer. So if locally user has updated something, this would automatically get updated. Second, whenever we are merging a PR into Candy, which is a separate design system, this file also automatically gets updated. So in this way, we are making sure this file is always up to date. Yes, now we have everything, typography, shadows, overlay, and all the Candy components are stored here. Here is the most interesting part, phase 3, the reasoning checklist and how we are structuring everything. So in this case, we're not just using one skill file. This skill file also invokes multiple other skills file, which is project map of iOS. Now this project map of iOS, what this does, it has stored the entire UX structure of how and Shadi iOS app looks. So today if you want to code something, suppose say settings feature, so it won't code it in some other feature file or it won't code it in at the wrong place, because this skill file, when it comes to phase 3, it invokes the project map of iOS skill file, and this skill file comes to know where we have to code this, and it also asks question if it's not able to find it out. And yes, final is the implementation. It will tell us of the implementation plan, how you have to do. We also have verification layer where it checks whether the compile time is working and etc. Now let me show you how we have invoked this. So here you can see, if we type Shadi Figma to Swift UI, the skill is already present inside the project. You can see there are multiple skills which are present. It's not one skill, it's a all the system of skills which we are building on top of it. So what we took a private mode, a rough work which was there in Figma, so it's not actually implemented. So we are trying that if we just implement this in the first place. So what did we do? We just gave Shadi Figma to Swift UI and we gave both the design files. And yes, we have also given like it's for testing purposes, so make sure that you're trying to make it dummy and not using accurate real data. So here you can see it has done Candy sync and implementation, it gave me architecture, and then yes, I found out there were some violations of the code that it was not working accurately, so it took me actually 3 iterations to do it, but earlier it used to take me 7 to 8 iterations. So yes, the iteration is reduced and the output is really very better. So what did it make? So here you can see it made the private mode implementation. Now it's not 100% accurate, but it's really very much good. You can see the assets are actually taken from Figma itself, and even the colors, fonts, everything is taken directly from Figma. So yes, we can build on top of this, and this makes sure whatever you're building is first place there with Candy and the output is really more accurate. Thank you so much.